Welcome, Java Junkies, to the Toddcast. This is Todd Anthony, better known as Bigham. You're listening to Coffee Talk with Bigham. I believe one of the nicest things a mortal human can do for another carbon-based life form is to buy them a coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com is a platform that allows creators and individuals to receive financial support from their audience through simple donations, memberships, or by purchasing extras, digital downloads, physical items, that sort of thing. If you would be so inclined to want to support the Toddcast, the place to start would be buymeacoffee.com/Coffee Talk with Bigham. There'll be a link in description. I'm going to start looking into the physical items to sell. I can imagine coffee mugs would definitely be a way to go. As soon as I can nail down a legit logo, we're going to find some swag. Along with the resin crafts that I like to do, I hope to come up with other items. Make me some suggestions in the comments. What Coffee Talk with Bigham swag would you be interested in owning? I'm thinking mugs, keychains, shirts, wall art, stuff like that. Let me know what you think. In other news, the mug of the day is the Beatles' Abbey Road album cover mug. It is currently filled with Community Coffee King Cake Blend. I try to pick up a few packs of this seasonally available gift from God himself during Mardi Gras every year, and I'll open up a pack occasionally until I run out and restock next year. This happens to be the last pack of King Cake ground coffee, so I am to savor the flavor. What are you drinking? What are you drinking it out of? Let me know in the comments. Some more interactivity, please. Finally, for this intro, I'd like to set up the rest of the podcast, what we're doing today. As you've seen, it is called Dawn, the original Muse for Coffee Talk with Bigham. I'm not going to research old posts for this episode. I've written many, many blogs and stories about Dawn as part of my grief journey, but I'm not going to do any research to pull up old blogs and rehash anything. I'm just going to wing it and keep editing this script until it's ready. Small edit here is, as it turns out, there's a lot less happy stories in this script than I was hoping for. This episode is about a blog I can never write. So fair warning, this Toddcast is going to be mostly about Dawn's final 5 years. Not that I'm only wanting to tell bad stories or downers. This is just about a particular season that we went through, and it was and or wasn't chronicled in Coffee Talk with Bigham. This is the thing. The morning that she died in my arms, something happened that I can't explain. Something I've never seen. Something I experienced. Something happened. I've never blogged about it. I just want to try to explain what I saw, but don't quite comprehend. I felt the need to tell this tale for 10 years now, so on to the Toddcast. We met at Rouse's in 1994. She was on the register in the deli when I would go to lunch every day. I would go get a plate lunch any day that I found her working at that register just so I could talk to her, even if I did not like what was being served. And believe me, I hate lima beans, and when people mix that with stew, it disgusts me. But I bought it just so I can get in line and talk to her at the register. We started dating in early 1995, and I can remember going pick up my lunch one day, and I saw her across the deli. I remember exactly where I was standing in that damn store, and I saw her working at the register, and I just clicked and said to myself, I'm going to marry that girl. The very day after I decided I was going to propose, I got fired from Rouse's. So my purpose in life for working at that frickin' place was complete. We got married on Friday, December 13th, 1996. Moved into our starter home trailer, and everything was really typical. Young couple in love. We enjoyed each other. We were working and dreaming. We did all we could to make a happy life. Side note to this, about my grandpa Herbert. I saw how much he loved my grandma Mim, and I was influenced greatly by this. I thought that if I can love Dawn half as much as he loved my grandma, then I'd be doing all right. For example, one morning I saw him fixing her breakfast in bed. He was squeezing fresh OJ for breakfast. And for some reason that sticks out in my mind. And it was something that told me to always do extra for her because she deserves it. It's stuff like this that taught me how to love her. Our life and relationship was going just fine. And then, fast forward to 2009, this is when Dawn started getting sick. One of the first bad issues she had was a ruptured appendix. She had to have a major surgery to remove this appendix, the right tube and ovary, the cecum, and part of the colon. Doctor said this was all encapsulated from the rupture. It left a 12-inch slice down her belly, about 6 inches deep, to heal from the inside. Many complications later, in about 9 months, it was finally healed up. After the appendix saga, things got worse. The diabetes came on pretty hard and fast. Kidneys went downhill. Dialysis was 3 times a week and eventually took up most of our time. Diabetic complications led to feet issues were the first thing. Brittle bones, poor circulation, breaks and deformation of the feet. It was getting pretty nasty. This led to her first broken ankle surgery. A little story with that is this. She knew time was getting limited, and we saved up to take a Disney vacation with Michelle and Ivy. We had everything booked down to the 3 appointments that she would need to get dialysis while we were there. We were set to leave on a Friday. The Saturday before that, she broke her ankle walking out of dialysis. The break was very bad, but her neuropathy was so much worse that she didn't feel a thing. She was more distraught that our Disney trip was now impossible, and we lost about $2,000 invested in that. She really never got over that. From that surgery, in about 2010 onward, nothing would heal correctly. She spent the next 5 years in and out of surgeries. We're talking metal rods, bolts, screws, you name it. She was damn near half cyborg. The series of surgeries on that left leg eventually led to the first amputation in 2012. It was 2014 and 2 other surgeries before that was healed enough. Between 12 and 14, she spent more time in hospitals and rehabs than she did at home. By then, the complications with the right ankle and foot were getting pretty bad too. Up to 2015, now she's a double amputee. The right leg was getting worse. The last break on that side was pretty bad. Things wouldn't heal, and after surgery on it, they deteriorated to the point of being septic, all while she never felt a thing. One Wednesday morning, she had dialysis, and we did our normal routine. I dropped her off before I went to work. And 45 minutes or so later, I get a call from the techs in dialysis that she is incoherent and fighting with them not to go to the hospital after they saw the condition of her badly broken right ankle. I had to go get her and damn near drag her kicking and screaming to the hospital. In CCU and pretty much about to die from sepsis, she fought me and everyone against the life-saving surgery to amputate. Surrounded by family, begging her to do the surgery, it took her grandma to talk her into it. This was followed by her being in an induced coma to heal for what ended up being a little more than a week. The following Friday, the plan was to let her wake up and come to on her own, see what kind of condition she was in, and everything went great for that. She woke up fine, the tubes came out. She didn't remember a thing from the time she was so septic that she almost died that Wednesday morning. By August, she was healed and now a double amputee. Complications never allowed prosthetics to come into play, and we did everything we could to get a kidney donated, but time ending up running out on that. Thursday, October 22nd, 2015. My routine was pretty set in stone around this time. I would wake up around 4 a.m., get ready for work. Then I would go and spend the rest of the time before leaving getting Dawn ready for the day while I was at work. I got to her around 5 a.m. and she was awake watching Dog the Bounty Hunter on A&E. Why do I remember that? I would normally sit by her hospital bed with her and take care of her by bathing, washing her hair, changing clothes, that sort of stuff. This particular morning, we just talked for hours. I can remember one thing we chatted about. We wanted to have an ugly Christmas sweater party. She mentioned feeling weird. Not in pain or anything, just feeling weird. So we decided to go ahead and get her ready. I would call into work and we'd go to the ER and get this weird feeling checked out. She was ready to do our cleanup and use the bathroom routine. So with my arm behind her neck so I can move her around, I started getting her into position and we would do our thing. She started acting strange on me. Dawn got really silent and started grabbing and reaching for things that appeared to be in front of her face, like she was delicately picking small flowers, is the only way I can describe it. She's just reaching in front of her face and grabbing at nothing. She looked at me, and I could see amazement in her eyes. She saw something. She looked at me and had that shocked but amazed look on her face, and she was seeing something. I asked her what was going on. I says, "Babe, what's going on? You okay?" And she said nothing. Dawn just looked at me. She's not smiling, not scared, just this look of awe. Then she appeared to have some sort of seizure. And this had never happened before. It went on for what felt like a long time. I don't know how long, just it went on. At this point, I don't know what I experienced, but there was this incredibly loud noise, like a train passing right next to my head. I was hearing this noise and felt this massive vibration and shaking. Books on shelves and pictures on walls were rattling. This may have lasted 60 seconds or so while I was shaking her and yelling her name, and then all of a sudden she went completely limp. The noise stopped. The shaking room stopped. Silence, but from me yelling her name. I had not yet called 911, but in this moment, that's when she was gone. I've only ever told this recounting to my shrink and Randy, like I mentioned before. Shrink says I may have witnessed the ascension to heaven. This, whatever it was I witnessed, is what I've wanted to blog about for a really long time. It's really hard to write this script because it's so full of triggers, but it's triggers I've learned to deal with. Not to control, but just to live with. So all apologies if this is a complete downer of an episode, but I've been wanting to write what I couldn't write, so I'm speaking it now. I saw what I saw when she died. It's something that has been in my head for 10 years. It's going to be in my head the rest of my life. I don't understand it. I don't know what I saw, but I saw it. Unfortunately, the rest of that horrible day is not a blur. I remember and still feel every tortured second of it. This podcast is mainly about what I witnessed when she died. Something I've never been able to blog about on Coffee Talk with Bigum. Something I don't know if I can ever explain or fully comprehend. I do plan on maybe doing another episode of some good stories of her, so it's not just this downer stuff. Please forgive me for the tone of this one. In closing, I'd like to do it this way. The way I ended most all of the blogs that I wrote after she passed. Guys, go hug up on your girl right now. Drop what you're doing. That means pause this. You can come back to it. Pause this, go to your girl, hug her, kiss her, dance in the kitchen with her. Do something with her so she knows she's worth it. Make her feel special, please. Just take care of her. You never know when you're not going to be able to. Last thing I wanted to say was exactly what I said when I closed Dawn's casket. I said, thank you for giving me the best years of your life. That whole till death do your part thing sucks. But it happened. I saw what I saw. And the survivors have to go on living with that. Just wanted to let you know what I saw. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's out there. But I saw something. If you have stuck through to the end of this podcast, thank you for listening in. And I appreciate you checking us out. We're going to come back with some better and more uplifting podcasts soon. I just appreciate you giving me this time to put this out there and let you know what was on my mind. Thank you guys again. Go hug up on your girl. Take care, all right?